So here's the information for buying a car, our last unit, the last part of our unit after we already covered insurance. So it's in this bottom section here. You should have a paper copy of the workbook, but I'll quickly click on this to explain to you. Talks about researching a car. We know transportation is a big part of our lives. It's about 15 to 20% of each individual's budget, so buying a car is a large chunk of money. Besides buying a home, it's one of your largest purchases you'll make. This talks about the buying process, so you can go back and look at this as well, how you should prioritize your wants first, then do some research, fit your budget, comparison shop, negotiate, make your decision, and then evaluate it to make sure it's a good choice. So then it breaks down each of those topics, a little bit more needs and wants we've discussed at the beginning of this class. Pre-shopping research, asking family and friends is a great idea. Using different magazines or publications, Consumer Reports is a great method to use. We'll be looking at Kelley Blue Book in this exercise. And then talking about the price the dealer paid, so you know what is a reasonable amount for you to pay. What options are most important to you? Is it price, the type of the vehicle, safety, reliability, fuel economy? Lots of different things to think about as you're buying a car. Do you want to purchase new or used? Comparing between the two is listed here. New vehicles have a warranty, but they're more expensive, where used are less, but they may not have a warranty. It depends. And the cost of driving the car off the lot is depreciation, and how new vehicles go down in value very quickly. We want to fit the budget, so make sure that our car fits our budget needs. Comparison shopping, which is shopping around, making sure you're making a good choice before just buying that car. And negotiating the price, because you can almost always negotiate when you're buying a car from a dealer or from another person. Make a decision, evaluate the decision, and then here's a little bit about lemon laws down here at the bottom. So you can read this to gain more information about researching a car before purchasing one. And then for your activity, you will be completing this workbook. This is the PDF copy, which you could fill out, or you can fill out the printed copy. So this is a standard. First of all, you will draw a picture or just write the name of the person who is buying this car and how will you use this car. So make sure you fill that out. What is this car being used for? You can hypothetically say that you're buying this car. Pretend you're just graduating from high school. If you're a senior, that's pretty accurate. If you're an underclassman, you can pretend that you are buying this car right before you go off to college or whatever you're doing after high school. So then you have to figure out how much car you can afford, and you'll need to use this website, practicalmoneyskills.com/calculators. So I'm just going to go to Practical Money Skills. Click on the link. And then I'm going to go to calculators, which I don't see right here. I'm going to go under resources. And I'm going to go to auto right here. So under resources and auto, they've changed their website since the last time I was at it. So, all right. And then how much car can you afford is right here. And then you can put all your information in here. So how much do you have saved for a down payment? If you have a car, what is the trade-in value of that current vehicle? You probably won't have any rebates, so you'll leave that blank. How quickly do you want to pay off your car? I would recommend the lowest that you think you could afford. 5 years is usually pretty long for a used car. 3 or 4 is a better option. What interest rate do you think you can qualify for on a loan? You can go to websites to see what current interest rates are for cars. Think about how you might not have a lot of credit, so your interest rate might not be as low as other people's, so try to just be reasonable. And the sales tax, if you purchase in Wapaka County, is 5.5, Outagamie County is 5%. Then you'll click calculate and you'll get your total. So then that's the amount you'll put in here, the total amount you can afford for your car. So maybe it's $2,000, maybe it's $10,000, but that's the amount you'll be looking at for your car. If you think it's too high when you get the number, you can go back into this calculator and change some things again. So after you have your budget, then you can put what options are most important to you. Is it price, number of doors, number of seats? Does it have to have towing capacity or a certain color? So kind of look at those. You can kind of check those boxes. And then you'll go to kelleybluebook.com cars for sale and update your location. So I will go to Kelley Blue Book now. I'll go to cars for sale. I'll put in zip code for New London, 54961. You can see there's 16,000 cars that are for sale within 75 miles. Now I can say 50 miles or 25 miles, still 7,000. Then I can say if I want new or used. Now I'm down to 4,000 cars, and then I can choose different makes and models that I'm looking for. If I have a certain make or model, or I can just say all. If I have a certain body style that I want, and then I can put my price range. So maybe I want to stay under, or maybe I don't want to say 8,000 the lowest. Maybe I want to say 5,000 to 8,000. So you can put in a range that you want, or you can just say 0 to 8,000 or whatever, and you can say what year you want it. Maybe you want to go 1999 or newer, or maybe you want to stay in the 2000s, probably maybe 2002 or newer. And that'll narrow down my search more. I'm at 309 cars now, which is a little bit more reasonable to look at. I could even narrow it down more, but then I can click view and I can see what kind of cars they're coming up with. So as I look, cars are listed here at their price. Oops, let me go back. I must have clicked something. Oh, I must have modified my search, but here's a little bit more about the cars that I'm looking at in my price range right here. And so when we go back to here, after you're looking through cars, spend some time looking at it, see, what you are finding, what you like. You don't have to look through 309 cars, but see what's most important to you. So in this one, you're going to list the 8 most important features to you for a car. List them in column 1. From most important to least important. So if gas mileage is really important, maybe put that towards the top. Why is it important? And then what you're going to do is choose 3 cars to compare. So, and then you'll put a check mark in each column if it meets the needs of that car. In the last row, then you can total your number of check marks. So right here, you can get your total for check marks. And then which vehicle would you select and why? It doesn't have to be the one with the most check marks. There could be a different reason. Were you able to get all the features that you wanted? You can explain there. Then step 3 is finding a way to pay for this car. Now if you could, you can try to find 3 places you can get a loan from. It's best if you can find at least one bank or credit union that's not online. So if I go to this bankrate.com, I can click on this actually, and I can get rates, but some of the rates are very low. Because you have to have excellent credit, and you might not. So, and it says if there's 60-month loan, which is 5 years, 48-month, and so on. So try to find what you think you would qualify for best. You can also go to different banks and find out what their, let me try Community First Credit Union. Go to their website and then see if they have a link for loans. Usually somewhere at the top. Here's rates, loan rates, and here is vehicle and bicycle loans, motorcycle loans, depending on what year it is. You can see the older the car is, the APR, the percent is a little bit higher. So if my car is a 2007, I can have up to a 36-month loan, and I'm going to be paying about this rate. Now most people will get their loans through a bank or credit union rather than through an online source. So keep that in mind even if some of the rates are lower. So I got skipped to the front, but that was page 3. So you'll choose then, you'll find the monthly payment by going back to the calculators back on this website. Auto loan payment. And then this is where you'll put in the price and how many years it is, how much you're putting down and everything. and then you'll be able to calculate the payment, which is right here, monthly payment, advantages and disadvantages of each, and then which one would you choose and why. And then there's more questions. If you had a poor score, what are ways that could influence your access to credit? You can read more of those questions. And then there's questions on the last sheet. So this is your last activity that you will be doing. If you have questions, please ask. Otherwise, that's the end of this video.